I need 2 on the fly.
Spencer, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah. What one thing that restaurants waste too much money on right now?
One thing that restaurants waste too much money on: human resources.
Plenty of HR people just cringing at that, but yes, I agree. You don't need so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just layers and layers and layers when it's so easy. Now, there's a good need to have rules and regulations, to be respectful to one another. I'm not opposed to that, but sometimes it's just, in my experience, it's just my experience.
It's too much. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. What's the first thing you look for when walking into another restaurant?
First, the greeting I get by the first person who sees me.
I love
We
that.
talked about that on the
Love
last episode
that.
too, how important it is that the
It sets
first
the tone.
person. That's exactly what we said. It sets the tone for everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
talked about. I think it was I was at a restaurant and there was nobody at the front because they were busy. But someone who walked by turned around and said, "Hey, thanks for coming in. We're going to be right there." I'm like, done. That's it. That took less than a second, and we feel like we're taken care of and we're happy. Yep.
And
You were,
you've been
you were
acknowledged.
seen. You were seen.
Yep.
You were seen.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
everybody wants to be seen.
All right. If
Yeah.
you had to start Flybird over again tomorrow, what is one thing? I can imagine you probably wouldn't, but what is one thing that you might do differently?
He might add Chinese food sooner, Spencer.
Exactly.
Sure. I made one major miscalculation here, and I did not anticipate the seasonal drop here. So where I said I make good money 7 months, I break even a couple, then I give back for 3 months.
Mhm.
The giving back part has been the hardest part for me.
Mm.
Not because I have to go in my pocket to supplement, and I've done that, and I make it through, and then I come back out ahead, and sometime in March, I'm in the black again from the year before. Now
Right.
I'm about to go into the same season, and I've stepped back from my 7 years of experience as I go into year 8, and I go, all right, Michael, you've been here long enough. You're a seasoned pro. You're old enough. You're wise enough. You've seen enough. You've heard enough. You've been beaten up. You've been kissed. How do you stop this? How do you change courses? And I tell you, I'm sitting here, I got more papers and seeing, but I have to stop and step away from my own experience of myself and reinvent how I am to myself so I can see things differently.
What a real answer. What a really honest
kidding.
answer too.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. And
That's a really hard thing for any business owner to do. You got to get into like a very vulnerable place about like,
Self-assessment. It's so
Yeah.
difficult to do that. Yeah.
and then I've come up with a couple of things. I don't have the solution to this yet. I said, all right, how much money do I need actually over this? How much more money do I need?
mhm.
And then it came out to like $400 a day. Now, when you have a lot fewer people in town, I can raise prices, but I'll do less business because people are going to get turned off on the pricing. So I can't go there. I can offer new things on the menu to get them upsell. So now I'm putting egg rolls on that are going to have shrimp and my char siu. And then I ate 7 of them this weekend with my wife because I want to see how they stayed over a few days.
I'm glad you
and how
qualified
good
that. I had 7 of them. Hold on. There was somebody else with
my
me.
wife.
Somebody, I didn't have them all.
Oh, you
I
can't
love
just
egg
come up.
rolls. I might have eaten all 7. I have to tell you.
And by the way, they were freaking awesome, but
Exactly.
you can't just make it and go, oh, that's good. Put it on the menu. I had to put it in the refrigerator and let it sit there for a couple of
Yes.
days
Yes.
because I'm not going to make it every single day. I'll make it every couple of 2-3 days.
Mhm.
So that gives people an opportunity to go, oh, I didn't know you had egg rolls. You want to try one? I'll give anyone, you walk in like first timers. I go, if you see something on that menu board you want to taste it, I can give it to you. Let me know.
Mhm.
Wow.
And people
That
are
is
like,
good. That is hospitality right there.
because
We
how
talk about
else-
this a lot.
I'm like the drug dealer, you're free. Your first hit's the first taste. You know what I mean? It's on me. And then
It
if
works
I get you hooked,
though.
right. And that's,
It works.
yes. So
We used to do this when I worked in a chocolate store. We'd always sample out anything you wanted because we knew that once they tasted the chocolate, they were absolutely gonna walk out with a box or a giant bag of truffles or whatever you wanted. I mean, it absolutely works.
And I think
I think
that people also feel guilty if they don't. Once you give them something
Yeah.
for free, I think
Guilt
there's
trip 'em
like
a
an
little.
obligation. Hey, I did my thing. Now you got to do yours and buy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right. Last question here. What's your hot take for the restaurant industry right now?
Periodically over the course of my life,
Mhm.
businesses do really well. There's a
Mhm.
bubble for whatever the reasons are. Call it politics, call it war, call it whatever.
Yeah.
There's a correction in the market. And when that correction happens, people's spending dollars start to change how they're going to do things. So they start holding on. I feel now that we're due for a correction,
Mm.
So I think that
Mhm.
restaurants who is putting out these $50, $60 plates of tomato sauce pasta. And I'm not trying to minimize that, but people have to charge because the rents are crazy on the main avenue here. Restaurants have to do 12, 15 million. I don't see how it's possible in the period of time that I've been here. I know how long the season lasts and they turn over, but I think we're due for a correction. I think COVID was the last correction we had.
Yeah.
When people stayed home, that's when the DoorDashes, Uber Eats, Grubhubs, all these guys came to the forefront, charging fees because people still wanted goods, but they didn't want to go out and touch and smell and breathe other people, kind of thing, right?
True.
So
Yeah.
that's set. And down here, at least, real estate's values just skyrocketed. Prices in restaurants went up. And I feel now we're kind of at that moment again.
Yeah.
And I'm not a doomsayer at all. I will stay the course as best I can, even if it means the end of the business, because once it becomes so much work and so hard and stressful, as we talked about at the top of this conversation, I'm out. Because the passion and the love of it disappears and there's no tongue memory. It's only going to be pocket pain, and I don't want that because when you touch the community responds accordingly. That to me is worth everything. Once that's gone, not interested. So what's the hot
What a
take?
good message. That is a good message to land to land on in the end here. Once the community, the community aspect, which is what we talk about all the time on this show, is that so many people get into this to support their community, hire their community, and serve their community. I mean, when you think about hospitality and service, that's what it's all about. It's the people, all about the people. Why do you go to a restaurant? It's like, even if you go by yourself and you just want to sit at the bar by yourself, you're going because you want to be out in the world and be around people and be in community. So I think my hope too is that there is a correction around this. I agree with you. And I hope we don't lose sight of the human aspect of it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. And, I've really enjoyed just talking with you guys. It's been nice. It's good to hear me say stuff I usually don't say out loud,
Well, we appreciate you sharing your story with us today.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, you have such an interesting background.
Thanks. It's been a joy. I appreciate it.
The demand for group and private events is at an all-time high. Is your business ready to capitalize on all these opportunities? With Restaurant as your booking partner, you can ensure event success this year and beyond.
With no booking fees or commissions, Restaurant has helped over 2,000 restaurants, bars, and breweries reach local event planners who are looking for a space for their next gathering. Whether it's a birthday, anniversary, graduation, or corporate event, Restaurant will get your space booked.
Try it today and receive 3 months completely risk-free by signing up at restaurant.com/podcast. That's restaurent.com/podcast.